If you have multiple area managers who are responsible for managing multiple routes, we're going to show you how to set that up in Hydroscribe. So first thing we're going to do is to go to routes, and we're going to click on manage routes. And that brings up a list of our routes. So what we have here are 4 routes. This is just a simple example. We have 4 routes, and then we have 3 area managers who are responsible for these routes. Now, Dave is responsible for routes 1 and 2. John is responsible for routes 3 and 4, and Mike is responsible for all routes. Okay, so how do we set that up? Well, we're going to use the area manager ID, and this is what we do. Okay, Dave is responsible for routes 1 and 2, so let's set him up first. So we click on the Dave's route, and we're going to assign an area manager ID. An area manager ID is a 1 to 4 digit number that you are going to assign a unique value to. So in this case, let's just say we're going to assign the number 8 to Dave. So I simply click the submit button. Now when I go back to routes, I can see that Dave has area manager ID 8. Now we're going to assign the same area manager ID to the routes that Dave is responsible for, which is route 1 and 2. So we click on route 1, and we're going to assign 8 to the area ID and click submit. Then we're going to go back and we're going to find route 2, and we're going to click on route 2 and assign 8. Okay, so now we have assigned the area ID 8 to Dave, and we've defined which routes Dave is responsible for by assigning his area manager ID to those routes. We're going to do the same thing now for John. John is responsible for routes 3 and 4, so we're going to click on John's route, and we're going to assign 9 to John. We click submit, go back to routes, and now we're going to assign 9 to routes 3 and 4. So we click on route 3, and we assign a 9, click the submit, go back to routes, click on route 4, and assign a 9, click submit. So now we have assigned routes 3 and 4 to John, and routes 1 and 2 to Dave. Now, how do we set up Mike? Well, we don't really need to do anything, because as you can see, Mike has an area manager ID of 0. An area manager ID of 0 means that this tech can see all routes. Okay, so whenever an area manager has an ID of 0, it means he can see all routes. So in effect, we are done. Now, there's one last thing that we have to do. Now that we have assigned the area manager ID, we have to spread this area manager ID to all the places in the system where it needs to be placed. So we're going to go back to menu, and in routes, we're going to scroll down, and we're going to click update area manager IDs, and you can choose to do a specific route. In this case, since we've changed everybody, we want to leave it all, and we're going to update all routes. So we click on the submit button, and now it's done. And that's how you assign different routes to different area managers.